My name is Ruth. I am 46 years old. I am a mother who spent her whole life trying to make the world softer for her son, even when it was not soft for me. Every morning I wake before the sun. The house is still. The air carries a quiet coolness. I wash my face, make my tea, and stand in the kitchen. I ensure everything is ready. Everything is right. It has always been this way. It is simply who I am. When my son was small, I would go to his room and wake him gently. I never rushed him. I'd place my hand on his shoulder, speaking softly. I packed his meals with care. I cut his fruit into small pieces, wrapped his bread. Some mornings I didn't eat, but he was full and comfortable. I worked long hours, my back aching, hands heavy, but returning home I smiled. I asked about his day, listening to every story he told me. To me, it truly was the most important thing. At night, I checked on him as he slept. I pulled up his blanket, closed the window. I left a small light on so that even in the dark, he would never feel alone. As he grew, his needs grew. New shoes, school books, a phone, things that cost money I sometimes did not have, but I always found a way. I worked more, I rested less. I told myself he should not feel the hard parts of life. He should walk freely. He should dream freely. There were nights when I sat alone at the table, long after he had gone to sleep. My legs were tired. My eyes burned. I drank water and breathed slowly in the silence. But I did not feel sad. I felt strong. That tiredness was my love. When he left for school and moved further from home, I waited for his calls. I asked, "Did you eat? Are you okay? Do you need anything?" He would laugh sometimes and tell me I worried too much. I smiled and told him he was right, but I never stopped. Years passed. He became a man. He moved out, built his own life, and his world became bigger than the one I had created for him. But my care did not stop. It only changed its shape. I watched the weather and worried when it rained. I sent messages, food, and money even when he never asked. I wanted his life to be smooth. I wanted him comfortable. I suppose some things about a mother never change. One afternoon he came to visit. He looked well. His clothes were clean. His face was calm, and there was a steadiness about him that made my heart feel full. We ate together, and he talked about his work, his plans, his future. Then he looked at me across the table and said, "Mom, you did everything for me." Those words stayed with me long after he left. That night, I sat alone and thought about all of it. The early mornings, the tired evenings, the small sacrifices no one ever saw. And I understood something I had not fully understood before. My love was never just about making his life easy. It was about preparing him for the moments when life would not be easy at all. I did not just shield him. I gave him something deeper, something he could carry. I gave him the quiet strength that comes from never having been alone. The next morning, I woke up early, as I always do. The house was still. I made my tea and sat by the window. And for the first time in a long time, I felt at peace. Not because my work was done, but because I knew he was ready. Not because life had always been kind to him, but because he had never faced it without someone standing behind him. Later that day, he called. His voice was warm and easy, the way it always sounds when he is happy. We talked for a while, and just before we said goodbye, he asked, "Mum, did you eat today?" I laughed. A real laugh, the kind that comes from somewhere deep. My chest felt light. My heart felt seen. After we hung up, I held the phone in my hands for a moment. Even in the silence, I felt close to him. I am Ruth. I am 46 years old. I am a mother, and my love does not live in grand gestures or loud declarations. It lives in every warm meal, every quiet night, every sacrifice he never knew I made. It is the steady hand on his back that he cannot see but has always felt. He carries it with him wherever he goes. And even now, when the distance between us is wide, that love still holds him. Gently, always,